Box. Just run straight for the fence.
Clink.
How are you gonna get back over?
We already put the coffin, the boxes there.
But the boxes, they're not stacked on top of each other.
Maybe we use the coffin to walk back over it. You lay the coffin.
That's a fucking
on top
disgrace. How dare you?
Yeah, or the coffin's on top of a box that's already on top of the other boxes, so we probably just push that one over.
Maybe.
The important thing is we need to get through this.
Mummy!
Just kidding.
Wait, how does he know about the mummy?
Really? Whatever.
Oh, because
Just
he was with
open
us
it.
for Ice 9.
I mean, regardless, it's a coffin.
Coffins don't always have mummies in them.
Yeah, but they make identically dumb jokes about everything in every room. There's one of those in every room, like it was mandated for like they had to have one in every room specifically.
Okay,
Yeah, I guess that's true.
okay.
A small key and
A gun?
A gun!
a gun?
Yeah, a revolver.
It looks pretty old.
I wonder if this is a replica.
Good thing none of our code names were Ocelot.
This thing is...
That was amazing. That was amazing. That didn't pick up on the microphones, but I was like, good thing none of our code names were Ocelot, and the cat just walked around the corner and just meowed straight at us and walked away. I'm like, that's the weirdest timing.
Snake!
That was the weirdest timing.
Are these real bullets?
I don't know, weigh them.
If this is real... Oh.
Maybe you should hold on to that, Junpei.
You're not gonna take it? Of course not. All something like this is gonna do is cause more trouble.
What?
It's a powerful weapon that gives one person a huge advantage.
What?
Something like that would be way too dangerous to have around. We're in enough danger already.
Oh. Okay.
What?
So the main character who is the most
We're in a
morally
death game
neutral
and you
person.
don't want self-defense options?
Not even that. It's just you're telling me you're the most morally neutral character in this entire game, and you're not going to take the gun to ensure that none of the other wild cards might take it and kill you
We're
with
the
it?
same human that's apparently capable of door 3 happening. But we're not gonna take a gun? Shit.
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
Maybe Zero put this gun here, hoping that something like that might happen.
Which
In
it
other
does.
words, maybe he put it here to make us fight each other.
Which happens.
In that case, we should most certainly leave it here. I, for one, have no desire to let Zero control me.
That will not happen.
Someone's totally gonna take
Someone's
it,
gonna
probably.
take it.
Unless Junpei being here, like, makes him, like, the voice of reason, and people genuinely don't take the gun if he's here.
No, someone's still
But, there's some decent little continuity here, is that, the person of this group that specifically has to be here is, Santa's always in this group, no matter what. So it's like decent continuity that when you're here, he helps you solve the puzzle with the crane thing, because the implication there is that he solves that puzzle if you're not the one here.
Yeah.
Me neither.
Well, there's a key.
Okay, we've got that figured out. But you aren't gonna leave that key in there, are you? Of course not. We'll take that with us.
Wait, do we all come across here?
A rusty key. Because only the highest quality for the Zero Escape games.
What about the gun?
There's a revolver in this coffin. What was this thing for?
Jumpy!
I know. I'll be there in just a minute. We should, like, flip the coffin over so it's harder to open. And
Or just throw. Why don't we just throw it on the other side of the electric fence?
Or put a box on top of it.
No, if we just push it off the fence to the other side, then
Put the gun past the electric
no one can
fence.
literally get it.
Yeah. Instead, we're just gonna leave this open for future possibilities.
What a fucking...
I'm like, you're not gonna take the gun though? Like,
I'm
what if you're in
flabbergasted.
danger later?
I'm
Like,
flabbergasted
genuinely
by
in danger.
how bad you write these characters.
Let's just put this key in there and yes! Sounds like that did it.
Yay! Looks like it's open, Jumpy. I see. This key should open the door. Hey, what are you waiting for? Let's go.
I'm just trying to connect the dots how that's the same Santa who threatens to murder everyone so that more people don't go through a door as opposed to the configuration of people going through the door that he was already going to be in before. Because I still, like, I don't get it. Like, that was the scenario, right? When he killed everybody. I'm not killing everybody. When he pulled the gun out of nowhere, it was like, literally everyone but Seven was gonna live.
Yep.
And instead he's like, no, more people die. I command it. Here's a gun. I'm like, and you're the same person, and he's the same human that's now leaving the gun here, supposedly, but probably not, maybe. We really don't we don't sabotage it or do anything to stop people from coming back for the gun is the issue. So we'll see. Yes! It's opening.
You found it. Yes. Your sigh of disappointment.
Well, it's just... He makes the point that makes perfect sense, which is that the gun gives people way too much power, and he just makes no effort to make it so no one can get it.
Yeah.
Like, all they have to do is climb over there and grab it real quick. Anyone could that knows it's there. They could even run here later and come back for it, considering how the doors would usually be open, and Seven likes to prop things open and shit like that.
Well, Seven's not here to prop this.
Yeah, but anyone could do the same stuff Seven does. Seven is a reoccurring plot point to establish for us as the players that people could prop doors open to go back for them later. Which is how we have, now we have multiple loose ends that people could get at to via propping doors open, because you have the axe, and you have the gun, and you have like the safe that we never went back to again from the very first room we ever tried. Was like this.
I feel like the safe has something to do with the true ending.
Yeah, and
the safe is important to figuring out the true ending.
The safe was the first thing that we ever encountered where somebody specifically propped a door open, and that was like the way we first set up the idea of being able to go back to something.
Yeah.
And if the safe was part of the true ending, that would actually be interesting, because it would support my idea that all of these, that like you simultaneously can take in elements of all these branching paths as if they're both happening, like the alternate realities. Because the map tells you that going through the June door is required because of all the conspiracy crap in 4, but 5 has the safe in it. But and if that does turn out to be important, then like having them both be important at the same time supports the idea of like knowledge transferring.
Let's check it out.
A long hallway on a ship?
So you're thinking
We've seen this elevator before.
So you think they're doing like interdimensional, like multi-dimensional?
Like it's just going primary.
Yeah, so like the primary.
We did watch together.
So like the primary Junpei is receiving.
Sorry, I meant to say primary, like the movie Primer.
Oh,
there's just a bunch of looping storylines going on.
Yeah, but you're saying that like there are alternate reality versions of Junpei running around doing this exact same puzzle, and then the primary Junpei is the one that's receiving all the transmissions of the failures and the successes of those other Junpeis.
Could be.
So then he's like, I have become the Junpei Prime, and he's like, I can figure everything out, and he just like does it all.
I'm trying to think of a piece of fiction where that happens, because I've seen multiple pieces of fiction before where like somebody can just like simultaneously see all the eventualities of their life, and they kind of can pick one, or they can experience what happens in other branches of what could have happened.
It's like a superhero.
Yeah, but I'm saying like I've encountered characters like that in fiction, but I can't think of them right now. The closest thing I can think to is that really shitty movie called Next that Nicolas Cage is in, where he can see the future, and so he can keep going back in time to undo. He can keep, he can always see like the next X number of hours into his future or something like that, so he can keep anticipating it and changing it.
Right, Groundhog Day.
We got off the one on the left just a little while ago.
Then we went through the number 6 door, and that took us to the engine room.
Yes, and after that we passed through the cargo room.
And now we're back here.
In other words, we made a loop. We're back where we started. We needed a card to get to this point.
I don't see a card reader here.
Perhaps we aren't able to activate it from this location.
Why don't you just try pushing the button?
Yeah.
I swear to God, you people.
It works.
Sometimes people go after me for overthinking puzzle games. This is an amazing example of these characters doing it. It's like all these back and forth about opening doors when they never just try to open the door first before they try to overthink it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Think so what?
Good. Now we can go back if we need to.
What do we do? Should we return to C deck?
No, this hallway keeps going. Even if we do end up going back, I think we should see what's down there first.
I agree. Let's go.
They go back to C deck and everyone's dead. Oh no!
Well, that makes it
Looks
easier
like
to go
it
through
ends
9
here.
door.
Only one door.
There isn't anything else. It's the only way to go.
All right, let's open it.
That's the 9 door, right?
Yep.
Yeah. We're back.
The 9 door. Of course it wouldn't be that easy. Vacant. Huh. We finally found it.
Jumpy!
Huh?
Look! Behind you!
What? A 9 door. There's another one. Why? It's 9, no matter how you look at it. The red is there too. So this is a real one? Why? Why the hell are there 2 doors?
There were always 2 doors. I mean, if you think about it.
So, yeah, I saw you scoff at that. So, like, this is one of the paradoxes in this game. Whenever there's a door that they can totally open and it's no big deal, they don't try to open it.
Nope.
And they freak out. Or they overthink it. But whenever there's a door that clearly has a red or dead or whatever on it, yeah, the red on it, and you can't open it explicitly because of the red, they always try to open it.
Yeah.
They always try to they try to open the ones that they explicitly can't, but multiple times they've been in front of various doors and had like 5+ lines of dialogue of panicking or overthinking how to open a door where they just have to open it, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's the strangest paradox.
Zero never actually said there was only one door with a 9 on it.
Or not paradox, but like contradiction, or I don't know, call it something.
Bad writing.
It is hidden, but an exit can be found. Seek a way out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Of course, we just assumed that there was only one. After all, why would there be more than one?
Oh, man.
Jeez. Like,
There are 2 doors. That means that all 9 people who had met at the central staircase could escape. No one would be left behind. Now it makes sense why the bracelets are numbers. 1 through 9. Divided into teams of 4 and 5 people. The digital root of both teams ends up being 9. Take 1278 and 34569 for example. The digital root for both teams would be 9. Or 2349 and 15678. There are a bunch of combinations that work. If one team has the digital root, what does that mean?
Seriously, I can't handle the math. Like it's so redundant.
From the very beginning, the Nonary Game was designed to save all 9 people.
Oh yeah, we figured that out in the first episode.
I mean, of course it was, you fucking idiot. Who would bring all these people onto a boat to slowly kill them?
Well, it's just the entire group is... You have number 9, which is just a 9 on his own, and then if you add any number of 9s to each other, the digital root is always 9, and every pairing of people that isn't number 9 has, like, everybody has a pairing that makes them add up to 9. So that means you can easily make a whole bunch of 9s, and you can just add any configuration of them together to get through, and so on. Like, we figured that out, like immediately. Junpei, man, come on.
That's how it was meant to be.
Keith, that was like hours ago. I don't remember that because I'm 12 and I'm incapable of memory. So I need to be reminded. Thank you, please.
He never said there'd be only one 9 door.
And no one beats this game in one sitting.
Themselves in the game would have assumed that was the case. Fights would have broken out. One team would likely betray or deceive the other. Someone might be hurt. Someone might get killed. But eventually, they'd reach this very same room and realize how pointless all their infighting was.
Yeah, I don't know if that's reasonable to say that people would just assume that. We didn't assume that. We thought that you'd probably get multiple groups to the same 9 door, just like one at a time.
Yeah, I figured...
That was our first assumption.
Our first assumption
also,
was...
our group as a whole never assumed that, because none of that fighting ever broke out.
Well, someone killed Snake.
Yeah, but like that's...
And someone
we don't know.
And someone killed 9.
For all we know, the fucking mummy person like abducted Snake or something. Like, we don't know. We still don't know what happened to Snake.
Fucking mummy!
And we don't think that someone killed 9. We think that 9 broke the rules and killed himself because they always have there's always the person that shows the exploding collar and how they work in every movie and stuff like that. So like that was just the obligatory plot hole thing, plot point of just establishing that.
It is now this makes even less sense because like why did you think you were going to be able to get out of this place by yourself? Like, 9 makes literally less sense the more you think about it. He, like, panics. He's like, I'm going to run through this door by myself. Well,
I don't know what his deal was exactly.
Because, like, this isn't the 9 door, you fucking clot. It's like, you still have to go through a bunch of other doors to get to the 9 door.
What was confusing about 9 is, didn't it say that he'd already been to one of these?
Yeah. So he knows that you're not gonna get to the 9 door by yourself. You need a group of 3. So what is running off on your own gonna do?
I don't know what his deal was. I don't know. We got no answers because he just killed himself like immediately, so we can't figure out what he meant. I said back then my interpretation was that somebody lied to him and made him think that he could, like, he was some sort of exception and he could just get away or something. And then they were like, "You lied to me," because he kept saying, "You lied to me," and that's the only thing I can think of. Because if you've been to one of these games before, there's no reason for you to think that you can just go through the numbers as one person.
There's also no reason if you get kidnapped and brought to the same, like, death game again, there is never any reason to trust the person who kidnapped you and brought you back to the death game.
Yeah, I don't know.
If anybody told you can escape, it would only be the host of the death game who brought you here originally, which is not someone I think I would have a lot of trust for.
Yeah, we can't take anything. We can't take any. We can't really theorize much about 9 and what he did. We don't really get any information on him, and I don't know if the game will ever deem to follow up on that. It's a weird plot point.
Yeah. So, what do we want, Junpei? We're still talking about this
doors.
fucking bullshit?
There was no need to kill each other. This game was designed for that purpose. This Nonary Game. We were all arguing and fighting over doors at the beginning. But if there had been one slip-up, one tiny mistake that led to more, everything could have been so much worse now.
So, what are we going to do, Junpei?
Huh? Oh, right.
Hey, keep it together, man.
I just feel like maybe his internal monologue would make a little bit more sense if there was, like, alternate endings where, like, we witnessed, like, one person finally snap and kill somebody or something like that and go for it. But we have the submarine ending where every single character's dead and we have no reason to think any of them were the killer. So that doesn't work for that. And then we have the loose end of Snake where he's not actually dead. So we have, like, there's, like, no canonical cases of anyone straight up murdering another person in any of the endings so far. That's as far as the contestants go themselves.
Yep.
So, like, we don't...
Because 9 technically killed himself.
Yeah, so his weird internal monologue, I'm like, I don't know what, like, this sounds like you reflecting, like, wow, all those endings where everyone dies were totally pointless, like, but there's been no violence in our group. The only violence that has happened ever so far was the one where everyone got killed by a mysterious shadow that we can't identify, which that's also not caused by the split in the Nonary game, unless somebody was literally playing dead. That's all we can go on.
Sorry.
Jeez. So what do we do?
What do you...
We need to think about our next step.
What?
Our numbers are 1, 3, 5, and 6. That's a digital root of 6.
The 4 of us can't open the number 9 door.
The 4? Wait, don't tell me.
Yep. There's one combination that'll let 3 of us open the 9 door. That's why I'm asking, what now?
What now? No, we gotta go back.
Yep.
I agree. We cannot leave June behind.
Are you sure? I don't mind staying.
It's okay. There's no way we'd leave you behind.
Besides, I'd rather drown at the bottom of the ocean than escape with this sausage fest.
Jeez. Take that, Ace and Santa.
I'd
rather drown than not escape with some pussy. Like, what the it's just a really weird line.
I am always and forever shocked about how bad the writing is.
It's just
It just finds a way to punch me in a new part of my body that I didn't know existed. Like,
it's just some attempt at a joke, I guess.
Like, then fucking don't. Like, just don't.
Please, I can't have this conversation anymore, Andrew.
Fine,
let's keep going. I can't. Like, I know you want to talk shit, but you're going like fuck this game every like 5 minutes, and like let's just go.
Maybe I'll get to go to Atlanta.
Like, at least wait till a new criticism or something comes up before you voice.
I'll wait till
like,
the next bad
one.
ending comes up.
Well, just don't voice the same criticism over and over again, because we gotta go. Like,
keep
we
pressing
can't.
A. Shut up and press A.
Are you
Holy
sure
shit.
you don't mean Atlantis?
Huh? Oh, right.
You guys.
Very well. Best we head back to C-Deck then. We should be able to take the elevator we passed earlier.
We learned
Perhaps
nothing, by the way.
Clover, Seven, and Lotus will have returned from door 1.
Well, we're in the part where the other group finds it. And in the other ending, the other group found it, then came back and found us. Mm-hmm. So now we're part of the group that comes and finds the other group to then come here.
I'm saying we've learned nothing.
Well, presumably, I think the only difference can be is that we're missing the gun. And that'll change the ending.
Let me rephrase this. We have learned nothing new besides Santa having a sister. But we didn't even know anything about that sister, if she's dead or not. He never even confirmed.
Well, I'm saying if anything new happens, it probably happens later in this ending. I'm thinking that Junpei's voice of reason apparently actually did lead to them not having the gun, and that's why this is a different ending.
Well, there's 2 of them.
Even with all 7 of us.
There's 2 of what?
There's 2 endings on this flowchart.
Yeah.
So,
well, I'm saying that's why things change, is because there's no gun. Because otherwise, it is just the same group showing up.
Standing around here isn't going to accomplish anything, don't you agree? Let's find the other 3 first, and then search for another solution.
I guess you're right.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. Come to think of it, what is this room? We were so focused on the doors, we didn't even look around. Huh. It looks like it's set up for some kind of ceremony. But what kind? Huh. A coffin? What on earth is a coffin doing in a place like this?
Hey, Junpei, the hell are you doing? Let's move.
Right, okay. I'll be right there.
Oh, we're hearing it now? Or did we leave already? Was that just like a camera lingering in a room we left? Like, going, ooh, look at the spooky thing they missed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. We just kind of have to wait this part out, because it's just like covering all those steps we've already seen before. But slipped.
Seven and Lotus.
We've got a problem.
Clover is gone.
Oh. Right.
Because Clover probably realized that Snake's alive and has gone running off or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe she killed herself. Wasn't she talking about killing herself? And then
I think we took the right path for her to not kill herself.
Yeah, but she didn't kill herself in the other path when we were with her to comfort her and stuff like that. What if she does kill herself if you're not with her?
No, one of these people probably explained Snake's body to her.
Maybe, yeah.
So I think we'd have to take the path.
She runs off to go find Snake.
We have to take the path where we don't actually talk to her and give her encouragement to not kill herself, which is when we do the room with Seven and Clover.
She might have been cool with not. She might have stopped being about to kill herself once we gave her the Clover.
Once we gave her the Clover, I think she didn't become suicidal. Yeah. So we need to replay it where we don't go through that route. And
wait, you want to play different routes where she is suicidal?
Yeah, because we need to get all the endings to go to the true ending.
Could be.
Because every ending has its own information attached to it.
We'll see.
What do you mean, gone?
When?
Why?
You two went into door 1 with Clover, didn't you?
How?
Yeah, we went through the door together.
But Clover barely spoke to us.
She just did her own thing the whole time.
Huh.
There were 4 rooms on the other side of door 1.
She wouldn't let us into the 4th room.
She just said, I'll take care of this one.
And shut the door.
She must have blocked it with something on the other side.
Is it it must be the room with the body, right?
Yeah, but how did you guys get out?
Wait, that was the body wasn't the body in the room that had the exit?
Yes.
Maybe it was a different room.
No. They're talking about the 4 rooms, which is the first room where the pocket watch is.
Weren't they essentially a hallway, like a series of rooms that were all in an order? You had to go from one room to the other to proceed?
Yes.
Weird.
We waited for a while, but Clover didn't come out.
We called for her, but she didn't answer.
So I kicked down the door and we went into the room.
Okay.
But...
It was empty.
Clover wasn't there.
There was a door on the other wall.
And it was open.
We figure she opened the door and left by herself.
We ran after her, of course, but...
Well, obviously we didn't find her. You figured that much out.
Dick move on Clover's side where she's like, It's just a, life or death time-based puzzle. I'll just, lock them out of the exit and leave.
Yeah.
Clover's gone.
When did this happen?
We got here just before you.
Like yesterday.
You certainly have excellent timing.
So you haven't searched anywhere other than near the staircase?
No, we haven't.
Very well then. We'd best separate and look for Clover. We haven't much time left. Let's begin.
Yeah. She's not here.
No, she isn't.
There's no sign of her. Let's go. All right, I'm thinking we should probably split up. I'll head back to the stairs and take the elevator down to E deck. June, you can take the stairs up to B deck.
All right, that sounds good. But,
What?
could you stop calling me by that code name when we're alone?
Huh? Sure, right. I'll do that.
We're like never alone in this game.
Yeah.
Jumpy.
No, it's nothing.
All right, I'm going then.
Yeah, be careful, Kane.
We're just gonna split
You
up?
be
Oh
careful
shit.
too, Jumpy.
Yeah, got it. Take care.
Is this a great idea?
This is the worst idea. I mean, they don't know everyone got killed in the other storyline, although they currently think Snake's dead. Oh yeah, everyone thinks Snake got, or at least June, doesn't Junpei currently think that Snake got murdered by being thrown into a chamber, and I think the person that came up with that idea was Seven?
Yeah.
And I think Seven said that when everyone was in the room too, so everyone knows that theory. That someone straight up What?
What?
Jesus, that's an opening line!
Tragedy always strikes when one least expects it, said General fucking Custard.
But to wait for a man to stand before striking him down seems almost crueler than dealing the fatal blow while he lies on the ground. A light in a dark place, June's smile had given him hope, both for escape and possibly for something else. It was that hope that raised his spirits just enough that they might soon be fully dashed. He opened the elevator door, and there she was. A woman sat slouched against the wall. Lotus. Junpei felt his blood turn to ice. Her body was limp, her skin smooth and pale as always. Stop splitting up! Was covered in bright red blood.
Wow, that's actually a wound. I can tell that she got shot.
Yeah, she actually has a wound this time. Oh yeah, that probably is a gunshot wound. Except somebody would have heard that, right?
Also, wow, what is
Junpei
this?
felt his chest constrict. What?
This drawing looks like poopy buttholes.
There's like a color scheme issue
Yeah,
a little
there's
bit.
like a color issue.
Like I'm not too iffy on the drawings themselves because they're like low resolution drawings to begin with for their original purposes.
I don't mean like the quality of the picture's
But,
bad.
like,
I mean
the
like
color scheme looks weird. I
the
think
color looks like shit and the angle looks bad. Like you didn't think
the
about
color's a little odd just because like even in the previous murder scenes I don't think they started changing colors on us.
No.
He couldn't breathe and his legs began to shake. A slow, cold drop of sweat trickled down his back. He felt his stomach somersault. Junpei's mind went blank, all his thoughts replaced with endless, hissing white. Driven by little more than instinct, he began to walk toward Lotus slowly. Each slow movement of his stiff limbs brought him closer to her corpse. Finally, he stood next to her. Robotically, he bent down and put his hand against her neck, and she coughed because she was actually alive. You forgot to fucking check. No. There was no pulse. No rise and fall of breathing. I'm just waiting for someone to be like, oh, they're dead, and they're just not actually dead. He was slightly warm. Something, somewhere in Junpei's mind, told him that she had been killed recently. Probably the part when you were just talking to her like a minute ago, and she was alive, and now... Oh, wait.
Yes.
Yeah, we did meet up with them again. Yeah, so yeah, she was killed recently because you just saw her. That's how you know. Yes, Junpei thought, his mind still slowly returning. She had been killed. Someone had killed her. There was a deep cut on the left side of her chest.
Oh.
Her chest? Okay. Blood still oozed from it, and although clearly her heart had stopped beating some time ago. The weapon had been a knife then?
Or
perhaps she had been stabbed in the heart once. She would have died immediately. Oh, is Clover killing people with an axe?
I think so.
Do you think Clover's running? What the fuck, Clover? she would have died immediately. He took little comfort from knowing she must have suffered very little. Only then did Junpei notice. Lotus's bracelet was gone.
Lastly, let us discuss how
Okay.
to remove the bracelets.
Yeah. Did this a million times, dude.
1. You escape from this ship. 2. Your heart rate reaches 0. In other words, once the bracelet is taken outside the confines of the ship, or the exotic wearer's heartbeat has fallen to 0, it will shut down automatically.
I found the secret. The actual secret here is that Zero just wants to find love. If you fall in love with Zero, then your bracelet falls off because your heart has reached 0. Was that why the killer had ended Lotus's life? So that they might have the number 8 bracelet?
Or you could just leave her alive.
If that was true, then the killer was whoever wanted the number 8 bracelet. Or perhaps more accurately, the person who would gain the most by obtaining the number 8. Who is that?
Ace?
Who would benefit the most from the number 8 bracelet? The thought had only just entered Junpei's mind when... Really? Just like that? They heard a noise. A sound like a sharp knife cutting through wet meat. It struck him as strange that the noise came from inside his own body. A moment later, the pain hit him. It wasn't merely pain. There was heat, extreme heat, as well. He felt as though the molten iron had been splashed against the side of his body. Finally, his brain made the connection. He had been stabbed. But where? His body was quickly going numb. He couldn't tell where the knife had met his flesh. Given the circumstances, however, he had most likely been stabbed in the back. Whoever had killed Lotus had now done the same to Junpei as well. His voice was little more than a weak groan. With what little strength he had left, Junpei turned his body, trying to catch a glimpse of his attacker. But as he did, the knife dug itself in deeper, twisting viciously. He collapsed on the floor, a puppet with its strings cut. His arms and legs lay where they fell, oddly twisted and awkwardly positioned. Junpei's body was entirely numb. He could feel the blood leaking out of him, but nothing would move. Nothing save his eyes. He lay on the floor, his life ebbing away. Junpei finally saw his attacker, 2 tiny images of the killer reflected in his eyes. With that recognition came nothing. He felt no emotions. Not anger, not sadness, not regret. The paralysis that had claimed his body and reached his mind. His killer glanced down at his body. Show us. Show us. Really? Then, without a word, climbed into the elevator and was gone. His eyesight began to fade. The world grew blurry and began to dissolve into an empty white fog. The fog crept into the edges of his mind and worked inexorably inward. Soon it swallowed up the last that remained of Junpei's mind, and his consciousness left him. There was nothing more. Into utter emptiness he fell. Into 0. Whatever Junpei had been was gone. He fell into 0, like capital letter, like the name 0. Bad end. That's a new one. There's a lot of ending names. The end question mark, bad end, and to be continued? Okay. So we were wrong. We assumed early on that when we got to the end of these branches, we'd be making a decision that branched right there.
Mm-hmm.
But in both cases, something we did earlier in the playthrough determines way beforehand which branch we're going down.
Yep.
And this was the bad one. Cut and run is the achievement. You didn't even show us who killed us! The fuck, Junpei? You didn't even fall into water this time. All you had to do was just fucking, like, turn around.
No, he did see the person.
Yeah, he saw the killer and they won't tell us. This fucking prick-ass game sometimes.
Keith.
The knife ending.
You don't understand. The game is so
What the fuck? Just tell us who killed him.
The game is so fucking good. You just can't comprehend it, Keith.
We did things wrong in both. Oh, we did things wrong everywhere?
No, we just didn't go down the right path. So look, go to novel mode, go through the other side. So go on the right. So look, go on the right side.
You're saying we have to go down that particular path?
Yes, we have to go down the right side, then we have to go down the center, and then we have to go down the center again, and then we will get the right ending.
Okay, yeah. Maybe we might actually only have to just trigger them and not actually play any escape rooms too.
No.
Okay, we'll try that. Yeah. That's an infuriating ending, but it might only take like 30 seconds of work to switch to the other one.